Hey guys, it's Man and Shrimp here, and today we are talking about Gotham. It is the fourth episode of Season 3 entitled Mad City, New Day Rising. New Day Rising. And yeah, we pretty much just continuation from last episode. We have a lot to cover. There was a lot more to happen in this episode than last episode, but we're going to try and get it all in. We're following up with Jervis Tetch and his continued search for Alice. We're looking at Penguin and his rise to mayor, and Bruce 2 and Selina have a sort of little storyline going on, and we saw from last episode that it was actually the Bruce doppelganger that Selina thinks is actually Bruce. So let's get right into it. Jervis is still looking for Alice, but after last episode, Jim had her arrested, and he's keeping her at GCPD where Harvey's interrogating her. She reveals a lot about Jervis and her past, including what I didn't understand before, why they made her his sister when in the comics she's more of a love interest. But apparently in here they're going with a little bit more of a pretty creepy storyline with a brother-sister incest angle, I guess, where she says he has feelings for her, brother shouldn't I have. And yeah, so that that's the thing. It's definitely shocking. If they're going for shock value, they definitely did with that. So yeah, we'll see how we saw how that goes in this episode. But yeah, we also see that Jim is still having suicidal thoughts after the hypnosis from the last episode. He goes to a crossrock, hits the button. There's a ticking, and it reminds him of the watch from Jervis's watch, who can mind control him with. And so yeah, he walks right in front of a bus, but a random pedestrian pulls him out of the way last second. So, and he talks to Barnes a little bit about saying the problems he's having with Lee and everything like that, and Barnes wants him to get help. But yeah, so those thoughts are still in Jim's head, and he doesn't quite know what to do with them yet. And also, so they're at the GCPD, and as Alice is getting interrogated and Jim's trying to find out more about what's happening to him, why he's having these thoughts, she just tells him, hey, that's him. That's what he used to do to her when they were kids. He used to mind control her. But yeah, so in this episode we do get an introduction of new characters from the comics, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, who you guys may know as a few villains from the show. They actually have a few extra brothers in this episode. They have 5 total, and Jervis recruits them to try and break Alice out of GCPD. Yeah, so they go through. They literally, how does the GCPD have this bad of security? But yeah, again, these 6 guys all bust into GCPD together, wreck up the place, and grab Alice again. And right before they're leaving, Jervis convinces Jim to kill himself again. So Jim's about to put a gun to the side of his head and pull the trigger before Barnes just comes back behind him and knocks him out with his crutch, which I thought was a pretty good moment for Barnes. Barnes has been needing a hero moment, I think. He had that good one with Azrael a while in the last season, but yeah, I like that moment. That was really nice for me. But yeah, so they have Alice, and so after this, Lee and Barnes are obviously very concerned about Jim, so they take him to the medical coroner's office, and they handcuff him, and Lee gives him a little psych evaluation, and they have a little moment talking about their problems and what happened, how he wants to be happy for her, but he's got stuff to work through, and she's trying to tell him, hey, I had to move on, I needed to, with everything that was happening. So she keeps him on a 48-hour psych hold, and Jim's obviously mad about this, but Lee doesn't tell him the whole thing. As he's in transit, Harvey comes in and busts him out. Not busts him out, but he talks to the driver who helps him let him go. And apparently Lee's the one who called Harvey to get Jim out. So I thought that was pretty cool. Lee and Jim obviously have some unresolved issues that they're gonna have to deal with. But hey, I thought it was nice how she called Harvey. She's not totally gone. She still has feelings for Jim, and obviously I think that storyline with Mario and Carmine is gonna play a big impact in this season somehow, even if it's just for one episode. I think there's going to be something pretty bad. But anyway, so Harvey and Jim, after they break out, they go find Jervis, who has Alice tied up, and he's giving her like a baby doll dress to look like Alice in Wonderland. And he's extracting her blood because I guess he wants to make an army for him, and she obviously is not happy. He's definitely, he doesn't seem to understand the consequences of what he's doing. He's just sort of like doing it in a happy way. I don't think, like I said last week, I think he's a sociopath. He doesn't necessarily understand things beyond his own viewpoint and what he wants. He's very short-sighted with that. But yeah, so Jim and Harvey get there, and they are trying to stop him. Jim's about to be put under, but because of his conversation with Lee, he's able to sort of work through some of the demons that keep him hypnotized, and he's able to break out last second, and him and Harvey fight back against Jervis and two of the Tweedledee. I guess those are the two, because they have one more Tweedle brother in custody who told them where they were, but there was other two that died. So they fight in the middle of the crossfight, Jervis is trying to take Alice out. She ends up falling through a window, impaled on a spike. And I've seen a lot of like carnage or gore or dead bodies in these kind of shows. I remember seeing that shot, and my mouth literally dropped open. I was so surprised. It was a beautiful shot, actually, watching her hang there, but it was so shocking at the same time. Because even though you expect death, you don't expect to see death in that manner, where someone's just skewered on a spike and just hanging there. So that kind of bugged me, and I'm not someone who really gets bugged out by this stuff. So yeah, and oh my god, I like that thought just really resonates in my head right now. But so yeah, Alice died. I don't know if she'll be brought back. Maybe if Hugo Strange comes back again, I don't know. Perhaps she comes back, but for now she's gone. And there's actually another moment that happens as they clean up the crime scene. This is the second moment that made me go, oh my god, in this scene. Barnes, as they're walking through, walks underneath the place that Alice was screwed, and a drop of her blood actually falls into his eye, and his eyes start like bumping up and bowling up, like kind of like if you ever saw Wolverine Origins. There was that part where Deadpool shoots out lasers and his eyes sort of change. It kind of looked like that with Barnes. So I don't know what role that's gonna have. Maybe that's the thing that sort of drives the definitive wedge between Jim and Barnes ends up going villain. I don't know, but we'll definitely have to see. Jervis, yeah, they're doing a good job with him selling the sociopathic angle, and I hope to see a lot more of that. And okay, so that's pretty much what happened with that storyline. We'll see what happens. But next we have Penguin, and now now that he broke Nigma out of prison, out of psych ward, Nigma's not working for him, and he's going around. And Butch, he sees some stuff going on with Butch. Butch is having some meetings with some guys, doing some handshakes, passing them some money, and Nigma's obviously worried about that. He doesn't know what's going on. He's going to check it out a little bit, and he sees one guy taking a bribe. He assumes there's more, and what he actually does is he goes around and collects all the bribes that they were using to get Penguin to be mayor, and Butch finds out and obviously gets mad and wants to kill him. And Penguin's like, why would you do this? Give me a reason not to kill you. And then right as they say that, the TV shows, oh, Penguin's win. He is the mayor. And there was a few moments where Penguin's like, they like me. They actually like me. And so you could see, I personally think that Nigma never took the bribes away, took them back. I think he's just telling Penguin that to boost his confidence that he doesn't need it. I think there's going to be some sort of swerve, and that's going to be something that happened. But I don't think he took the bribes away. But it's possible he did. I just don't think so. And I gotta say, the Enigma and Penguin bromance is just totally working for me. I think they're cool. They're awesome. They're fun together. I don't know if they're gonna do a gay angle with them. I hope not. I really just like the platonic bromance friendship with them. I hope it's not turning into a gay thing, just because it doesn't need it. It's fine the way it is. It's funny. It's cool. It's whatever. So, I don't know. We'll see what that happens. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it. It's just because I've seen it a lot happen where these characters who aren't necessarily gay are just changed gay just because it's the trend right now. And I hope they do it if there's a reason for it. It's not just, hey, we need gay characters. You guys are gay now. So, that's one thing I'll look out for. But I'll say I'm enjoying them two together. If there is a reason for them to be gay, okay. But if not, then I just say leave it. So that's the thing. We'll see what happens. Obviously now Penguin's mayor, and hey, we'll see if we'll see what happens. Is the crime kingpin tries to clean up crime? Who knows if he tries to go straight with it? Because if you ever saw Batman Returns, there is a point where Penguin does try and go straight in the movie, but then he gets turned on by the people and he goes back to being evil. So that's probably what they might do with this. We'll see. But overall, I'm enjoying it. And then lastly, we have Bruce 2 and Selina. After the last episode where it's shown that he is dressing up like Bruce, trying to pretend like he's Bruce just to be with Selina. He took his car, and apparently in this episode, I guess they just ditched it for no apparent reason, because now they're just